Before we get started, please go over to Amazon.com and grab a copy of my book, Education and Justice. If you have an African-American son in public school, you need this book because I teach you the many ways that public schools mistreat African-American boys and what you can do to help your son. So go over there and get your copy immediately. All right, I hope you're doing well. So let's get into this. This is my reaction to Nelly's response to the Trump backlash. A bunch of hip-hop artists, at least a few, are performed or are scheduled to perform at one of Trump's inauguration event. I know several performed because I saw a video clip of Rick Ross, I think Soulja Boy. That was always a really short clip. So I saw that clip. I saw a bunch of white people out in the audience and they were grooving. I also saw Snoop Dogg. I looked at that video and quite frankly, it was sad to me, to be honest with you. It was just sad to see those black guys up on the stage performing for that audience full of whites who are MAGA and who are coming into office with a whole lot of anti-black policies that they're going to begin to implement. And it was heartbreaking, quite frankly. It was sad to see it. And then I came across this video of Nelly defending his at least, performance or scheduled performance for Trump and for MAGA. And I want to react to it. He said some things that I need to address. And let me just say this before I get into this. When I listen to Nelly's response, I'm sitting here thinking, wow, how uninformed his response was. And I started thinking, suppose someone asked me to give a talk on creating a rap song. Now, I know that much about creating a rap song, that much. See the light between my fingers? I know that much about creating a rap song. But suppose I got in front of a camera and started talking about creating a rap song. I would obviously sound very uninformed. And all the rappers who watch my video would be sitting there pulling their hair out. That's how I felt. That's how I felt listening to Nelly respond to the backlash that he has received. Why was I pulling my hair out? Because this is my space. A lot of what Trump and MAGA intends to do is based on constitutional law. It is based on the law. And the law has been my space now for over 20 years. So I'm listening to these things and I'm just sitting there thinking, obviously Nelly is an extremely intelligent guy. And he's not a whippersnapper. He's not a youngin. He's not a juvenile. He's, I presume, about 50 years old. So he's been around the block a couple of times. But he doesn't know very much about this space. No more probably than what he's heard others say, what he has heard said on television or videos or so forth. And so it makes me think sometimes that we black people, we want to be lied to. We want to be misinformed because we're listening to people who know jack about what they're talking about when they're in this space, just like I know jack about making music. I know absolutely nothing. I don't know a C note from a D note, from an E note to a G note. I know nothing from about a sharp to a flat, next to nothing. And so, YouTube, I know YouTube is this more of an entertainment space than it is an information space. yet it's where a lot of people go for their information. And unfortunately, because there are a whole lot more just sort of content creators, entertainers, athletes, rappers, comedians, satirists, giving their opinion on things they know very little about. YouTube is a place that dispenses a whole lot of misleading disinformation, sometimes intentionally, other times just because the person doesn't know what he or she is saying. Do you follow me? And it's just heartbreaking. You know, it's really heartbreaking that folks, Black Americans, show up on YouTube looking for information on these technical issues, right? The 14th Amendment, which Trump said that he's going to try to change to get rid of birthright citizenship. I mean, these are serious issues. Yet, folks listen to content creators or athletes or rappers or comedians who know nothing about this stuff. So that's what I was experiencing as Nelly was explaining himself to another rapper named Willie D. And again, two smart, brilliant brothers. No question about that. This is not a matter of intelligence. This is a matter of knowledge, what they know and what they don't know, right? So let's look at some of Nelly's reaction to the Trump backlash that he has gotten. And I just want to respond to some of it. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm not going to go in depth, but just some things, just a few things. Let's get into it.
Politics is above and beyond anything other than what that person stands for, what that person has done. Then I apologize that I, quote unquote, let you down, because I thought you was riding with me for the scholarships that I've been giving away since I've been in this business. I thought you was riding with me for the people that I got signed up on the bone marrow stem cell registry that was all record breaking and helping people save lives. I thought you was riding with your boy for the children that we visit at Children's Hospital to brain. I thought you was riding with me for the bikes and the presents and the things that we give away to unfortunate kids at Christmas. I thought you was riding with me because I put on for my city and I try to bring my city up every step of the way. I did not know you was riding with me because you thought I would ride for who you voted for. I didn't know that. I apologize. I apologize. I didn't know that I had to agree with your political choices. And I thought it was the things that you do, not the things that you say should be done.
Let me just say, if I was talking to Nelly, I would say it's great that you do those things for the community. It's great that you've done all of that. Those are wonderful gestures. But don't come back and undermine those things by performing for a president in a movement that is anti-Black. Now, why do I say they're anti-Black? And I tell you what, because he's going to go on to say in just a moment that we should give people the benefit of the doubt. We shouldn't hold against President-elect Trump the fact that he allegedly discriminated against Blacks in the 70s. Okay? I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking about what Trump and MAGA will start implementing tomorrow after he's inaugurated. And that's based on Project 2025, Agenda 47, the GOP platform. It's all based on those things. So we're talking about what this administration intends to do in the future, the anti-Black things that it has pledged to do through, again, Agenda 47, Project 2025, the GOP platform that will harm disproportionately African American people, including children. So it's great that you do those things in the community, but then don't undermine that good stuff by performing at an event for an administration that will implement policies that's going to hurt that very same community that you have done, community outreach for. So that's what I would say first and foremost to this section of his response.
Follow what I do. This shouldn't even be an argument. He's the president. He won. This isn't a campaign. This isn't an RNC. I'm not out on a political campaign. I didn't get none of that 1.5. You see what I'm saying?
Well, yes, he has won, and he is the president-elect, and he will be the president of the country tomorrow. But that's not the end of it. Because again, he will begin implementing anti-Black policies that will disproportionately harm African-American people. So just because he's elected doesn't mean we now just go sit down somewhere and just let him harm our community. So I don't know what Nelly is trying to say there, but that's my response to it.
To try to help somebody get voted.
Kamala didn't invite you to
No. She didn't invite me.
She didn't invite me either, man. I was gonna do all that.
Like, so, but I don't knock the ones that did. I don't knock the brothers and sisters that benefited from it. I don't knock the correspondents that may have gotten money to do that. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because it's an honor. I respect the office. It don't matter who is in office.
So I think he was saying there he didn't say he didn't get money, but he said he wasn't doing it for money. He was doing it for the honor of it. Well, I presume what he's saying is he's doing it to honor the actual seat of the presidency. Okay? Those are two different things. As a Christian, myself, I am obligated because of Romans chapter 13, verse 1, to honor the seat of authority. So I honor the office of the president. Otherwise, I'd be violating scripture. But that doesn't mean that I must honor the policies that comes from the person sitting in that seat. That's really important for you to understand. All right? I'm not obligated as a Christian to honor those anti-Black policies that I know that they're going to implement. The Bible never tells me that. As a matter of fact, there's a story in the book of Acts in the Bible where Peter, one of the apostles of the Lord, said, if I got a choice between honoring something that man says versus something that God says, I'm going with God. And so that's where I'm at. I'm going with God. And when Trump and MAGA is about to implement unjust anti-Black policies, I'm not going to honor those. I'm going to stand with the Lord. Okay? I'm going to do what he told me to do, and it's very clear in the Word of God what he has told us to do about racial justice.